How you get like that? How the whole team go flex like? How the whole phone take a jet like? How the thing go flex like?
How you get like that? How the whole team go flex like that? How you fly a jet like that? How you be on the road when the feds like that? And the feds go hard, so we gotta hit the gas when we see them cars. Now we can't go back, won't see them bars. Locked in the gym, now we them stars. Now we
Hey yo, what up, squad? Hey man, welcome back to HOODROK Entertainment, bro. Brother's dopest, most active reaction channel on YouTube. Yo, we're tapping in with some, what's this, TN Extreme Sports you didn't know existed? Yo, fire, bro. I found this one myself too. I just thought, yo, it looked interesting, so I thought I'd bring it. Sports weekend and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So, yo, if you've got anything you want me to react to, drop it in the comment section or get at me on Instagram. Don't forget, follow me before you message me, bro. Alright? So, anyway, this is gonna be dope. I can't wait to get into this shit. Let's see what's up with this. Hey, yo, run the numbers up on this. If it's your first time visiting my channel, click up, squad up, tap in, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and do that. Let's do it, bro. 10 extreme sports you didn't know existed. Let's do it.
What do you do when the traditional games of basketball and football just don't quite do it for you? You join an extreme sport. If adrenaline is your thing, then you're going to love learning about these thrilling sports. Make sure to stick around until the end to find out which extreme sport lets you walk among the clouds. While we're still warming up, take a moment to subscribe to The Richest and give this video a big thumbs up. Now, here's 10 extreme sports you didn't know existed. Limbo Skating. We're all familiar with the game Limbo. You basically lean back
Limbo Skating.
Pole, and the pole gets lower and lower.
Let me guess, you skate while you do limbo.
Each round. That's not very extreme at all. Well, what if you add in a pair of roller skates and high speed to the game?
That's some cliche shit.
Oh
shit!
You'll get a pole to the face.
Is that on fire?
You skate forwards, but backwards too. This sport is a big hit with the kids in India. In fact, a Guinness World Record holder for limbo skating was only 8 years old when he broke his own record.
Damn.
Kayaking broke the record for farthest distance while limbo skating under bars with an astonishing distance of 475 feet.
Damn, no way.
The bars were set at only 30 centimeters high. Another kid was just 6 years old when he got worldwide recognition for limbo skating. Gagan Satish amazed the world when he skated under 39 cars back in 2014.
God damn, he what? He did what?
Skated under 39 cars back
God
in
damn,
2014.
crazy.
One can even argue that Gagan's approach was even more extreme than skating under regular bars. Limbo bars can always move if you're too high, but cars aren't nearly as forgiving. Kayaking. Skydiving is one of the most popular extreme...
Yeah, look at see this shit. Kayaking. Who the hell are the geniuses that are coming up with these names, bro?
As forgiving. Kayaking. Skydiving is one of the most popular extreme sports out there. Nothing gets that adrenaline pumping like jumping out of a plane and praying to the deities above that your parachute open. Common here in New Zealand. I haven't jumped out of a plane, but I've parachuted. Right, so I haven't skydived, but I parachuted. Parachuting is where you, like jumping off a cliff. We do it here in New Zealand. You know, like most New Zealanders do that shit. So you jump off the cliff, pull the parachute straight away. You know what I mean? And yet, someone found a way to one-up skydiving. But first, let's switch over
And
to
a
talking
kayak.
about kayaking. Kayaking can be as calm or as extreme as you want, depending on the...
Hey, I got a kayak. Alright. So this is one of the reasons why I checked this out, extreme sports, because New Zealand is an outdoors country, right? Everyone in New Zealand has a kayak. Everyone in New Zealand has fishing rods. Everyone in New Zealand has, you know, we all do that shit. Everyone grew up camping here in New Zealand and all of that. So that was another thing that piqued my interest in this video, was I was hoping to see a bit of white water rafting and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Skydiving, all of that. What we do here in New Zealand, we do a lot of this stuff here.
Combine kayaking and skydiving. Skyacking. How does
Skyacking.
work? Well, you basically skydive in a kayak and hopefully land safely on the water below. We can credit the inventor as Miles Dasher, who created it because he wanted a sport that was more extreme. If jumping out of a kayak seems harmless, think about the aerodynamics of it. It's one thing to go into a spin with just your body, but if you factor in the wind, speed, and physics of a person person in a kayak, it makes the idea all the more dangerous. And in case you're
To
wondering,
control the fall is
pilots
crazy,
have to
right?
work hard to get permission from pilots to jump out of a plane in a kayak. According to him, one of the perks of skyacking is that you don't get your bottom wet when you land in the water. Roller derby. Yes, this is another roller skating sport, but it's still pretty extreme. If you're old enough,
Like that would be what you're worried about, right? Oh, I might get wet. Nigga, you're in a kayak. You're gonna get wet, bro. You know
I
what I mean?
remember watching roller derby on TV and wondering if it was real. You might have even seen the movie Whip It starring Ellen Page and thought that roller derby was just a work of fiction. But roller derby is a very real sport. And it's
I know
likely
about
that
this
there's a
sport.
lead in your very
I knew about this sport. Hold up a second. I didn't know about the other sports, so I ain't never seen anyone. I ain't never even heard of anyone jumping out of a plane in a kayak, bro.
neighborhood. This sport started in the early 1920s and has gone through quite the change over the decades. This game consists of 2 teams of 5 members roller skating on a track. 4 members on each team are blockers, and 1 member per team is a jammer. The jammer scores points by passing members of the opposite team. There's a lot of blocking and hitting involved to not only keep the jammer from passing, but to also keep the blockers away from your team's jammer. High speeds and hits that are all done on wheels seems legit. Even though the skaters wear helmets and padding, the sport
That ain't
is known
shit.
for causing numerous injuries.
Of course it is. But have you ever fallen over on the ice? I'm not talking about the ice outside. I'm talking about an ice rink. Have you ever fallen over on the ice rink? You know, where you go ice skating with your kids and shit? Ouch, bro. Ouch, bro.
Skaters have also been known to have their joints deteriorate quicker because of the high intensity of the sport. Cheese rolling. How much do you love cheese? Do you love it enough to go cheese
I know about
rolling?
this too.
From the name alone, cheese rolling sounds like a relaxing activity in which you make delicious cheeses. In reality, cheese rolling is actually one of England's most
Ancient.
bizarre sports.
Ancient
Historians
sport,
believe
too.
that this sport originated around the 15th century
Yeah.
and it has been flourishing ever since. Each year, thousands of people gather on Cooper's Hill in Gloucestershire, England to watch hundreds of people chase a 9-pound cheese wheel down a steep hill, hence where the sport gets its name. Going down a steep hill at any speed is guaranteed to result in some tumbling and somersaulting, but typically these people are guaranteed to result in some tumbling and
Look at this dude in the blue Adidas tracksuit. He's got the black Adidas pants on, the blue Adidas hood. He winning, bro. And he's winning by a long league, bro. He's smoking these dudes. And look at him.
somersaulting.
Look how happy he is.
But
He's like, yes. I want that cheese, bruh. I'm out here getting that cheese, bruh.
typically, these people are throwing themselves down the hill to pass
Oh,
the finish line.
snap.
If you win, you get to take the cheese wheel home with you. Yum. Originally, it was the
Is
person
that
who
it?
caught the cheese that won the game, but that was too dangerous.
Is
The
that
cheese
it?
was actually even replaced by a foam replica in the 2013 race for safety reasons.
So what, now I don't even get to eat the cheese? So what? Now I gotta chase the cheese down the motherfucking hill. And when I get the cheese, that's not even real cheese.
Uni. One could argue that riding a unicycle is extreme enough as it is,
Oh,
since you have to find your
shit.
balance and pray that you don't fall down. However, after you've mastered the art of unicycling, what's next? Well, why not take your unicycle to the mountains? Known as Muni, you pretty much ride
What?
a unicycle down rugged terrain. Consider
Nah.
your entire body when using a regular unicycle.
There's
you
no
have to
way.
be in even better physical shape to be able to Muni. Otherwise, you could find yourself seriously injured. If you've ever
oh,
hiked
dude.
or even rode your bike on a trail, then you know that the terrain of a mountain can be unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
Muni requires the rider to assess their surroundings first before they hop on their unicycle. If they don't, then their head might accidentally make contact with a rock. Crocodile Bungee. In 2011, 22-year-old Erin Langworthy was
Nah, she didn't. Nah, they're not bungee jumping into crocodile fisted waters, are they? Yo, I've bungee jumped, right? Like I said, I'm from New Zealand. I've bungee jumped numerous times. And in New Zealand, you bungee jump off water bridges. You bungee jump off the bridges, and you may touch the water. You might go in the water up to your shoulders or something. Do you know what I mean? Depending on how heavy you are and things like that. But crocodile infested waters, come on, bro.
Probably the luckiest woman in the world.
I'm only guessing
She'd
too.
been traveling in Zambia when she decided to go bungee jumping, but a jumper's worst nightmare happened. Her cord snapped. She fell directly into the waters below, waters that were infested with crocodiles. With her feet still tied together, Erin swam as fast as she could and held onto rocks until help arrived. She had a lot of injuries, but miraculously survived. There were some special people in Australia who heard that story and got inspired to create an extreme sport known as Crocodile Bungee. And yes, it's a play on words.
Crocodile Dundee.
This extreme sport still seems to have underground status, but there are enough rumors to make one think that there's a secret society for it. Crocodile Bungee is exactly what it sounds like. You bungee jump over water that is filled with crocodiles or other.
Now, bro, I lived in Australia before, right? I lived in Australia. I've lived in Alice Springs in the outback. I have seen crocodiles firsthand in the wild, bro. You know what I mean? Why do you think I live back here in New Zealand? Nah, I got deported back, right? I got in trouble in Australia, but god damn it, bro, that's dangerous as hell, bro. You know how high a crocodile can jump out of the water, bro? Crazy, bro.
Variations of
Crazy,
it
bro.
have even included sharks. If your kind of adrenaline rush involves recreating scenes from Jaws, then more power to you. Highlining.
Nah,
if you've ever
bro.
been to the circus, you've probably seen tightrope walkers work their magic on a high wire. You might have even felt
Shout out
some
Circus
anxiety
Delay.
when the safety net was removed and you
Bring the
watched them
Circus
go
Delay.
across the rope on a unicycle. But the extreme sport of highlining is much more intense than being just several dozen feet off the ground. Highlining involves walking across a narrow rope that's thousands of feet above the ground. In 2012, an American rock climber named Dean Potter made headlines when he highlined across the Ensha Grand Canyon in China. What made his attempt even more dangerous was that he wasn't wearing a safety
No
net.
ropes and
That
nothing.
meant that if he fell off the wire, he would have been done for. Many
That's
highliners
crazy.
will wear a harness or have a safety net in place because who wants their life to end? But the most intense adrenaline addicts like the added exhilaration of taking an extra risk.
That's just
Videos
madness.
of highliners are all over the internet, and it
God
almost looks
damn,
like
you
they're
see?
all
Oh my god, look at this dude.
Videos of highliners are all over the internet, and it almost looks like they're all trying to outdo each other in some crazy way. Glacier boarding. Any sport involving ice already has some danger to it, even ice skating. Hanging out around a glacier is not a great idea. With the possibility of falling ice, floods, and freezing temperatures, glaciers can be quite dangerous. Glacier boarding is an extreme version of bodyboarding, but instead of doing it
Oh,
on
no
a
way.
nice, warm beach, you're bodyboarding through the rivers of glaciers. The act
Golly,
of getting to a glacier
bro.
itself is pretty risky. Boarders have to hike across a glacier to find streams of glacial runoff. Once the ice begins to quickly melt, it creates a flash flood, and
God
boarders
damn,
are sent
bro.
down the glacier through freezing water.
Yeah,
Glacier
freezing,
boarding is
freezing
still a new
too.
sport.
She should have said below freezing. Cause the water that's below freezing, bro. Come on, bro.
Caught
Glacier
the
water.
attention of so many athletes and nature lovers, there seems to be some progress in regards to creating rules to make the sport a bit safer. Given how dangerous this extreme sport is,
You gotta understand, right? Glaciers and stuff like that. They're lucky here that a lot of this is rock, I'm guessing, but you'll go down a lot of fissures where like the sides are ice and they'll be collapsing because obviously, what did they say? These are created via melting ice, melted glaciers. So you gotta imagine, bro, bro, that's dangerous as hell, bro.
making it safer might actually turn away the hardcore adrenaline junkies. If you're inspired
Exactly.
and want to try it out, veteran
Makes no sense. Why would you make something
recommend
safe
wearing
if it's an
wetsuits
extreme
and
sport,
to
right?
decrease your chances of getting
Takes away the whole
hypothermia.
purpose of calling it an extreme sport.
If you haven't caught on to the trend,
Hey, we invented this. I've done this. I've done this too. I've done a lot of things on here. Shit, you could have made this video in New Zealand. But we invented this, bro. The kids ones, like there's a kids version. You have them at a lot of the fairs here and a lot of the markets. They set up like big pools, little blow-up pools. And all the kids jump in those and they all like, run around, bump into each other, all that shit. Adults will go down the hills in them. It's dope. It's dope, bro. It's not even... It's cheap as hell, and you can find it in nearly every city here in New Zealand. You know what I mean?
yet zorbing is when you're inside a massive bubble and can do
That's
things
worth
like
it.
walk on water or
There you
bounce
go.
off a pillar.
There you go.
is when you're inside a
I can guarantee you these pictures are shot in New Zealand.
ocean zorbing. If you haven't
I can nearly bet my money that that's New Zealand right there. I need to put my house on it.
caught onto the trend yet, zorbing is when you're inside a massive bubble and can do things like walk on water or bounce off of fellow zorbers. Water zorbing has gotten incredibly popular among millennials because it allows you to do some crazy shenanigans in the swimming pool. But there were some special athletes who saw this concept and decided to take it a step further. Instead of a swimming pool or a small body of water, people started taking their zorbs to the ocean. Remember that scene at the end of Finding Nemo when the aquarium fish were floating above the
Who was it that tried to cross? He tried to cross the Cook Strait. Was it the Cook Strait? Yeah, he tried to cross the Cook Strait in the Zorb. It didn't work right.
ocean still in their bags? Well, it's kind of the same thing. Believe it or not, long-distance runners have gotten into ocean zorbing too because they want to try to run across the ocean. Not only is this sport extreme,
There he is. That's the dude they tried to go across. I'm not too sure if he made it or whether he failed, but I remember when that happened.
Dangerous. The U.S. Coast Guard have had to rescue numerous ocean zorbers who try to get as far out to sea as possible. Considering that crossing an
Many
ocean
people
by
have.
ship
Okay, so a few people have tried it.
can be risky, it's even more intense when you're in a zorb. Wing walking. Have you ever looked up to the sky and wished that you could walk?
Now, I've heard of this, bro.
Well, that dream doesn't have to stay up in the clouds. Since the
Nah,
1930s,
man.
people from all over the world have participated in an extreme sport known as wing walking. It's
fuck
exactly
that.
what it sounds like. You walk on the wings of a plane. Not only that, but you sometimes perform tricks as well. This sport
These dudes
came
are
about after World
playing tennis on the
Not
plane.
only that, but you sometimes perform tricks as well. This sport came about after World War I when the air pilots who fought in the war found themselves unemployed. They started doing wing walking shows to make some money. The trend caught on quickly and it remains a popular sport today. The athletes are strapped to the plane because the winds would blow them away if not. But if
Hell
something
yeah.
goes wrong with the plane, you virtually have no protection to save your skin. While that may be disconcerting, wing walking is one of the big
Wouldn't you be wearing a parachute and you could disconnect yourself? You know what I mean?
biggest adrenaline rushes you'll ever experience. Plus, it's quite the crowd pleaser. If you ever find out that you're good at it, you could have yourself a very profitable career. That's all for
Sure you could. No, that was dope. That was dope. Some of those sports, bro, crazy. But I'm laughing because, like, who's the genius that comes up with these names, bro? Kayaking. Bunch of weirdos out there, bro. Hey, yo, that might be your thing, bro. It ain't me, bro. You know what I mean? Even though I'm from New Zealand, I might bungee jump. I might jump in a zorb. I might kayak. But I ain't jumping out of a plane in that kayak. That's for damn sure. Hey, yo, thanks for tapping in, bro. Appreciate all the support. Don't forget, keep sending these bangers in, bro. Click up, squad up, tapping. Stay safe, stay dangerous. We out. Peace.